Thanks for coming along to the debate this afternoon. Before we start, I'd just like to say thank you to the students who, up on the panel here, who've put in so much work to prepare for this. And particularly to Cicely. Oh no! Thank you for Cicely for offering to be a stand-in for Jackson. Jackson is now here. That's his punishment. Okay, hopefully you've all seen the posters around college. Well, you all know the motion that's being discussed today from what we've been doing in our politics lessons. The motion being, this House believes that socialism in Europe is dead. I'd like to introduce Alex, who's going to be the chair today. Alex?
Hi. Okay, most of you in the audience were here last week when we delivered debate training to CNI's AS level politics students. But for those of you who weren't kind of party to that, IDEA is a global network of organisations that seek to promote open, tolerant and vibrant societies and transition to democracy in societies that are either in post-conflict situations or that are still developing. We also do a lot of work in the developed world as well, with the same aim of promoting vibrancy and openness in those societies' political cultures. And in order to do this, we deliver debate training, we deliver civic skills and public speaking training to a wide variety of people. And in the UK, in the Netherlands and in the United States, we have a program called Debate in the Neighbourhood that this training has been delivered under. And the idea is to take young people like yourselves who are at the moment transitioning from school, from childhood into adulthood, who are entering further and higher education, and to put them at the forefront of social and political change in their own societies, by giving you the skills to go out there and act as advocates for your community, to act as advocates for your friends, your neighbours, and your own needs. IDEA promotes the argument, the force of argument over the argument of force, and hopefully that's what we're going to see demonstrated today. We've got 6 students who participated in the debate training that was run last week, and we're very grateful to welcome alongside them 2 guest speakers, Judith Orr, the editor of The Socialist Worker, and the writer, editor of Spike magazine and independent columnist Brendan O'Neill. Now, for those of you who don't know how the format's going to work, this is called British parliamentary format. So we have 2 sides in this debate. We have a side proposing the motion and a side opposing. Each side has 4 speakers, and each speaker has a very specific role. So the speakers hopefully will kind of be a little bit more clear about the role that they're delivering, but we start out with the very first speaker from proposition, who's known as the Prime Minister. They're responsible for framing the debate, defining the terms that they're going to be using, and setting out the territory that they're going to be arguing from. They're the ones who are responsible for telling you what this debate's about, why you should care, and what the issues at stake are. We then move over to the Leader of the Opposition, who has to counter those arguments. Next, after them, we have the 2 deputy speakers, so the Deputy Prime Minister and the Deputy Leader of the Opposition, both of whom defend their partners' arguments and offer some new arguments in extension of the points they've already made. Then we move to our guest speakers, who are going to be filling in the role of extension speakers. The responsibility of the extension speaker is to push the debate into new territory, is to give us new ideas and a fresh perspective on the ideas that we've discussed already. Finally, we have our summary speakers, who can't discuss new material. And the reason for this is that they're responsible for reviewing and clarifying the information that's come out earlier in the debate. The role of the summary speakers is to make sure that you guys, the audience, are perfectly clear and understand all of the controversies, all of the information, and all of the new ideas we've explored during the debate. Now, one last thing to point out is that during the debate, you'll see the opposition teams asking, each team asking questions to their opponents. They can do this after the first minute and before the last minute of the debate. This is known as a POI. When we train these guys, we told them that it's generally in their best interest to take at least 1 POI, so 1 direct question from one of their opponents. But after the debate's finished, you guys are going to get the opportunity to ask questions as well. We're going to be opening the floor to questions from the audience that you can direct to any of the panel members, and also to floor speeches as well. So if you want to take a minute or 2 minutes to have your say on the subject, this is going to be your opportunity to do so. So without any further ado, we're going to welcome you to this debate on the motion, this House believes socialism in Europe is dead. I would like to invite the Prime Minister to the floor to make the case which stands in her name.